How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another Spiral Vision review, and today I'm going to be talking about Nicholas Schroeder's next film, and that is Bros. Oh my god. Co-written and also starring Billy Eichner. Also starring with Eichner is Luke McFarlane. Bros is pretty much a romantic comedy. It's no different than any other romantic comedies we've seen before. There are some pros and cons with any movie, and I do think this movie does have some cons. One of my cons for this film is the fact that it's a comedy, but for me the comedy very doesn't work. And while the comedy is very subjective, in this film it's a very mixed bag. It has a lot of humor, meta humor, wink at the camera type of humor, where it's akin to Family Guy, Ryan Reynolds, being self-aware of what it is and what it's trying to make fun of, and also throwing in some quick jabs about certain media stuff, which is fine, but it's just after a while it kind of loses momentum. And on top of that, one of the other cons for me is the fact that it feels a very much Apatow, Nicholas Schroeder, Adam McKay improvisational comedy. What? Where its main structure stuff is written, but then in that scene there's a couple quick cuts, random cuts of jabbing improvisation, who's gonna one up the joke, or if the same person who said the joke is gonna one up another joke. After a while, that type of comedy was good, but when it kind of loses focus on this main core structure, it doesn't really work for me. But that jumps into the pros, because the pros for me kind of deviates from that con in a sense where it actually keeps the focus and structure, in which my favorite part of the film is the romantic stuff. Chemistry between McFarlane and Eichner really works really well, and it's honestly, they're very cute together in the film. Everything in the film kind of just stops and becomes a little bit more serious, but also very much more focused in the romantic stuff. And I think that's what the movie highlights and shines. And honestly, also by the end, it really has a very strong message, and it also has a very nice wrap up. And I really enjoyed that. I thought it was a good switch from that type of comedy to become a more romantic type of film. But however, the first half is a lot of that comedy stuff that really kind of dragged it for me. And that's where I have to take a lot of the points off of it. But I do think the chemistry works well, and I think that's one of the biggest highlights, because a lot of the romantic element is stuff that anyone can honestly relate, but also it works a lot. If you do a rating system from 1 out of 5 spirals, I will honestly give Bros honestly a 3.5 out of 5 spirals, which is a good rating. I think it's a movie that should be very supported, even if you're not part of the community. You support the film for the community, the LGBTQ plus community, and even if you are part of the community, honestly, support it even more, because it is a movie that's embracing. That's all I really have to say for Bros. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
I love you, darling.
Thank you, everybody.